I'll be talking about the first course outcome, which explain the concept and process of major approach to community intervention in social work and the impact that they have on communities. I'll be using this course concept, which is design thinking. Then my real life issue should be Yellow community issue, which involves crash between herders and farmers in the water community of Nigeria. For my introduction, let's talk about what design thinking is. Design thinking could be said to be a way of solving community problem with people having experience of the problem and not you thinking you know what they need already. Design thinking has 5 steps. First, let's use the define. Okay, let me just list the 5 steps of design thinking. We have the define, we have the research, we have the ideate, we have the prototype, and lastly we have the test. So let's talk about the define. This involves understanding what people problem in the communities really is. Then let's use the Yarawata community where there has been a long-lasting conflict between the herders and the farmers of the Yarawata community. First of all, we need to empathize with these victims and understand their immediate problem. Then after after the first step, we'll move over to the second step, which involves some research. Research involves one trying to understand the human experience of these long-lasting issues, understanding what the residents actually need rather than you assuming what they need. Then let's talk about the third step, which is ideate. Involves more knowing their need through research. This focuses on intervention that can be implemented like government need, NGO, social work. Let's go over to the first step, which is prototype. At this level, we start implementing our ideas such as provision of healthcare, IGP, food, education, infrastructure, which is really needed in a community like this where conflict have taken over everywhere and where development is not that much. Then our last but final step should be test. You know, the test involves on checking on the community to know if this intervention actually helped and also listening for feedback to know what changed. Then for me, for my soul words, using this Elewata community in Nigeria as a real life experience, I've come to understand that responding to community issues shouldn't be all about theoretically, you know. The responding to this crisis is not about providing food and services, but it should involve understanding people's life experience, listening to the people on ground, listening to the people priority, involving them in decision making and checking if the response meets their need. By response, I mean my intervention, everything I provided for the community to make sure it meets their need. So for me as a future social service worker, this has really design thinking has really influenced me. Before I was enrolled in this course, I was thinking that use of military force can actually resolve this issue, but I guess it makes it worse because people can be caught in crossfire with these headers and but now through design thinking this issue can be resolved, but it's going to take time, but it can actually be resolved. First of all, I will try and listen to people of this community rather than assuming what they need. I will always recognize their strengths and I won't view them as weak. I will always listen to their feedback and I will always listen to their feedback of the intervention which I implemented for them to know if there will be changes and all that. And also, I've come to the understanding that implementing this intervention is not all there is to these community issues. I should also ask or check if this intervention actually work through this community feedback, listening to people on ground to know if there have been changes. Thank you.